It's Cheryl. I'm back with that Valentine gift tutorial that I told you about. Oh, if there's a crafting jinx out there, I've got it. And nothing I do has turned out right. And I started this video once, so I'm a little ways into the project. So I will try to explain to you what I've been doing. Please excuse my craft mat, or my cutting mat. It's really old, it's stained, it's warped from... I used a heat gun by it, wasn't thinking, but it works, and so I'm good with that. But please excuse it, it looks very nasty. Okay, what my tutorial was about, and is about, is how to make a really neat Valentine's gift using a bag, which I got at Dollar Tree, and we'll be making it into a little miniature scene to give as a gift. A little Halloween scene. Or Halloween, oh my god. See where my brain is? Ugh. Okay, so, Valentine's. Alright, Valentine's, hearts, duh, Valentine's. Okay, so what I have done already, and what you're going to need is a bag, and you can use any size you want. The smaller the bag, the smaller the miniatures you're going to need to go in it. You're going to need some foam core, like this. And I bought this at Dollar Tree also, so I have $2 in my project so far. And one sheet should do you unless you're using a really big bag. Then you probably might need another one. Okay, so what I've done with the bag, first of all, is I have measured out in the front where I want my opening, and this is where my little scene is going to go when I get it that far. My bag measures 12 inches long by 10 inches wide, so it's almost square. So what I decided was I wanted to leave 2 inches at the bottom, and I wanted to leave 3 inches at the top, and I have roughly 2 inches on each side. Okay, and I took the handles out of this because it's going to be a lot easier for us to work on with our handles, you know, with them out. So mine just had the little T-shaped things on them. I don't know if you can see that. So I just took them out for now, and I'll put them back in when I'm done because we definitely want the handles on this when we're done. What I've done is I've taken and I've cut all of my foam core to the various sizes I need, and to catch you up, I decided that I wanted my foam core pieces, since I know it's 10 inches wide and it's 12 inches tall and I want 2 inches at the top. I made my foam core pieces 10 by 10. To fit inside, because that'll leave me the 2 inches up here at the top that I want, because that's going to be important when we're finishing up, and it's 10 inches wide. So, and I did this on camera, but everything was going so wrong. So, and this will be my piece that's going to sit inside the front. What I've done first of all, though, is I have cut out my piece for the bottom, because you want to make your bag, you want to make it nice and sturdy on the bottom. So I cut out a piece. I took the measurements of my bag this way, which is 12, and this way, which I do believe came out to right about 5 inches. So I cut a piece that was 10 long by 5 wide, and I put that in the bottom of my bag. Now this bag was not folded exactly right. I don't know if you can see, but it's not folded exactly. Try to get one that's folded as close to perfect as possible. It will make your measurements a lot easier. I have some pretty funky measurements going on here. I dropped my pencil. That's what I dropped. Excuse me. Yeah. And then decide, like I said, what size cutout you want, and then you can also cut it out of your foam core. Okay. So I've already glued the bottom into my bag to make it nice and sturdy. And that's where I'm at right now. Now the next thing I was doing while my bottom was drying is I was picking which paper I want to use. And I bought this little pack from Recollections. Excuse me, I have too much stuff up here like always. Who was it? Oh, Angela Holt. I was watching her one day. And she was like, I can have all the space in the world. And I craft myself into this little spot. And I do the same. I need to stop, but I do the same. So that's something else I've got to work on for 2015. Give myself room. I was in Michael's the other day, and I bought this little pack of Recollections paper. to use with this because I really didn't have any Valentine paper. So I was deciding on what I was going to use, and I love the brown colored cardstock, just a craft cardstock. So I'm going to be using a piece of this for the floor, and it's just plain craft cardstock. I have chosen for my walls, because my bag has a lot of hearts on it, I'm not going to use the little papers with the hearts, but I am going to use the stuff with the little X's and O's on it. I think that is so cute. And, you know, hugs and kisses go with Valentine's, definitely. So I'm trying to decide. I guess this is just really thick paper. That's nice. Okay, so since my piece is 10 by 10, and my cardstock is only 8.5 by 11, I'm going to be needing to piece in. So what I thought I would do here, I think I'm going to cut it, and since I know this is 10, I think I'm going to cut it at 5, and I'm just going to put 2 pieces of it together. I think that would probably be the best way to go about this. And then I'll figure out a decoration for down the middle when I get that far. Stay there. Stay. Stay. Got this little landslide of paper going on over here beside me. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut this at 5 inches. And my paper cutter is, I just got these blades and it's still cutting really bad. I get these weird edges on it where it's all looks sprayed out or whatever. And like I said, I'm just going to take 2 pieces of this. So I bought this for this project anyway. I'm just going to go right ahead, cut my 2 pieces, and I'm going to, and I need them by 10. I need a brain. Anybody got an extra one out there? I could use one. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut these to 10 inches. Sure, I got both 5-inch ones. Yes, I do. Is there a difference? No, they look like they're pretty much the same on both ends. So I was wondering if, you know, the X's and O's were whole on one side and not the other, if they're just partial. But it all looks pretty much like it's all about the same. So I think we're good there. Sorry about that noise. Okay, so I'm going to get my front piece here, and this is going to go on the back side of the front piece. Okay, we don't want it on the front side, and that is just simply because we're going to be putting this inside our bag. Okay, this is what's going to make our bag stable, and it's also going to make our wallpaper for our little room. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to glue, still my old bottle of tacky glue. It's not out far enough to justify a new one yet, so I'm going to just try to glue. I'm just going to put my glue all over this, and then I will cut out my paper when I'm done. I will just take my X-Acto knife and cut that out when I'm all finished. So I'm just going to be putting glue all over this. And this foam core I got it at Dollar Tree, and it's a little warped, just a little bit. I mean, it's not real bad, but it's enough that you notice it when you're working with it. However, I think it will lay down nice and flat once it's in the bag. The piece I put in the bottom of the bag was like that too, but I just put a couple of heavy things on it, my gesso and my Mod Podge, and it straightened right out when I glued it down. The nice part about foam core too is it sticks really well. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and line my edges up. Make sure I got those even since I cut this exact. And I mean, you're not going to see, this is going to be the back side of the front of it. So really you're not going to see it. I'm just doing it because, you know, if someone picks the bag up and looks, then you can see I'm a little bit short here, so my cut must have been just a little bit off. But that's not going to show. I'm only doing this simply because if someone were to pick this up, boy, I didn't get those matched up at all. Oh well. We're not going to worry about that either, and I do have a little overhang in this one edge. Cutting foam core is some people can do it really good. I'm not that good with it, but I mean, I could use an X-Acto knife and I can cut through it like nothing, you know, cut a good, pretty straight line, but this has not been my day. So go ahead and I'm going to let that sit and dry a little bit before I cut that center out of it. And I'm going to go ahead and get a couple more pieces to do my back piece. And the back will show, but I'm still going to have to, since I don't, if you have 12 by 12 paper and you're doing a bag this big, that's great. I don't have, I have hardly any Valentine paper, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to lay down, I'm going to cut this to the 10 inches, and then I'm going to lay this whole piece down, and then I'm going to use one of these little partials that I cut off from the other one, so that's how we're going to do that. So I need to cut this off at 10 inches. Look, no crafting kitty tonight. Yay! I love her, but she's not much help. But my husband's home tonight, so yep, she's not alone. Okay, sorry about that. You know me and my clicking my paper cutter. Okay, I think I'm going to put it on the back of my paper this time. And I'm going to work this all out so that the little seams, they're probably not going to be too noticeable anyway. Okay, I'm just going to spread paper, or, see what I'm saying, people? Ugh. I got like 12 hours of sleep last night. It's like the first time in a long time that I have like slept that long, and I'll tell you what, I think I slept too long. I think that's what happened. I'm not used to that much sleep. If I get 5 hours a night, I'm good. I'm not used to that much sleep, and I think it just seriously, totally screwed my whole day up. Put me off my game, you name it. I think it happened. Either that or there truly is a crafting jinx, one of the two. I don't know which at this time. I really don't. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead, lay that down on here as close as I can get it, because my foam core not cut exactly straight. It's not going to show when I'm done. I guarantee that. But it'd be nice if I could cut a little straighter. Okay. And I don't even have my paper straight on this side. So let's see if I can get it up a little bit. This is probably going to end in disaster. Get it over here to this edge a little more. There we go. That's better. Much better. And now I'm just going to take one of these little pieces and see I don't know if you can see that. My cuts are not the absolute straightest, although, you know, I measured them, I did everything, but this will help me straighten it out a little. And those are not going to match up either, but these are going to be so far over into the side of the bag, I don't think anybody's going to notice a whole lot. Maybe they line up better this way. Well, at least there's X's. Or should I even attempt to do that? I think I should, because that looks a lot better. So, I'm going to cut this off at 10 inches. And I need my ruler. How far was that? If I leave about 1/4 of an inch. Get the right side of the ruler here. Okay, but 1 1/2. I think I'll cut it at 1 3/4. And hope for the best. And I'm just going to overlap it. See what I can, see if I can match it up halfway good. That ought to be good. Way it's going for me tonight. Yeah. Alright. 1 3/4 by 10. Okay. Come out of there. Oh. If I have another day like today, tomorrow, I don't know. Okay, so this is the side I think I was going to try to match up. Yep. Oh, and now would you look at that? Just by cutting it the way I did, it's almost matching perfectly. I'm going to have to cut a little bit off the side, but hey, you know what? I'll take it where I take any success I can get tonight. Come on. Oh, this glue. I want a new bottle, but I can't see wasting because it's still not quite 1/4 full. It's just, oh, maddening. Alright, come out of there. I did find my lid though. You know where I found it? I was doing a mini album. And my lid happened to be stuck inside the mini album. Yeah, so I finally found that. That was a mini album I started working on and just, I don't know. Sometimes I just don't quite get things finished. Okay, they're a little off, but they're not bad. I'll take it. Definitely. I'm just going to press that down really good. And then I'm going to find my knife, which is missing in action. Oh, there it is. And I'm just going to go ahead and cut this edge off. Ah, don't do that. It's not going to matter, but guess what I did? Yeah. Alrighty. That was not what I wanted to do. Not at all. Thank God it wasn't too bad. Little bitty cut off. I didn't cut all the way through on most of it though. So the next thing I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to put the back in. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and coat this with glue. I said I don't need the bag over here yet. Oh, I really have such a very small crafting space. This is just unreal. So, I know you can't see all of what I'm doing, but yeah. Just going to be putting glue all over the back of this. All over. Come on, glue. There we go. Like I said, the rough cuts I've got here aren't even going to show. Foam core is so weird because you'll have one side, it's almost like the grain of fabric or whatever. You'll have one side that will cut just really nice, and then the other side just be, it has like little blobs of styrofoam in the middle of it. Okay, what I'm going to do with this now is I'm just going to take it and I'm putting it inside my bag like this. And I'm just going to push it down in there, try not to get glue all over everywhere. And I'm just going to push it down in there. And it is easiest to work with your bag laying on its side, as opposed to trying to do it, you know, while your bag is upright like this. It's much easier to do it while your bag is laying down. So, by all means, tip your bag on its side and put it in that way. And just make sure you press it down really, really, really good. Now, there's our back wall. See how it's shaping up there? And I'm going to go ahead and put my walls in before I put the floor in down here. Okay, so I have one wall gluing in, and I'm going to set that, well, actually I've got that front one. It should be dry enough right now that I can go ahead and I will be able to cut my square out. So I'm just going to go along the edge like so. Careful not to cut into my foam core this time. Cut right to the corners. Whoops. Back into my foam core again, but no damage done. I need to slow down. I'm trying, I guess I should really just take my time, tutorial or not. Don't want this to get too long. It's already going to be at least 2 parts. I'm thinking 2 parts is all though. I'm just going to cut these pieces out of here like I want them. Like so. And of course I will save those because it will be, I'm sure I will find another project to use them on. Get out all my little shavings there. And if it's not quite even, don't worry, because we're going to put something around the front of the bag and probably over the top of this foam core here to hide it, because we really don't want to see that. So and the reason, and if you want, when you're doing this part, you can, you know, leave a little bit in here and turn it backwards so that your paper goes to the inside of your foam core and be along this edge. I'm going to try doing something a little different with mine, but if you want to do it that way and you want to fold your paper back over that, you know, that sure is, that's fine. Okay, now we want the paper side down when we glue it in. Okay, we're going to be gluing in like this, and we want the paper side down. because that's going to be, you know, it's going to face your back wall. It's going to be like your front wall. And like I said, this is a step you wouldn't have to do if you didn't want to, but I'm going to do it just, you know, because if someone looks into the side of your bag, they might just notice that. And I cut mine so that it would fit down in past the bottom thing I put in there. You don't have to do that. You can set it right up on top of it, and that's fine too. Okay, so I fit it in there, and it fits just right. So, and sometimes it's a good idea to refit this, because sometimes, I don't know, for whatever reason, you could end up having to shave a little bit off of it. So, again, I'm going to just coat this with the glue, like I did the back. I'm just going to put a lot of glue over it. And I'm not even sure that little join I made, it's really not going to show, because, not on this one, because, you know, this is going to be facing the back of the bag, and it's just, more or less, if someone holds it up and kind of looks to the side, they'll see that I put paper on all sides of it. It wasn't being cheap or anything and not doing that, so make sure I get it going in the right way. I don't know what we're doing for time here, but I'm going to go ahead and assemble the inside of this. And I'll probably stop the video there once I have all the walls covered and that, and then we'll take it up from there. Okay, I'm going to slide mine down in, and I am doing mine with the bag in the vertical position because of the way I cut this bottom to fit down in my bag. And I want it all to be nice and even. So, I am going to put that down into my bag. Oh, and these bags rip real easy too, guys. I just did that too. Yeah, it's just not my day, not my week. Okay, now that I have it in there, I'm tipping my bag over and I'm pressing it down really good, because I really want that glue to grab and hold on. Now, I'm sitting here going, do I want my sidewalls, which will show when you look into the bag, and I don't know, see, you can see now I have the pink and white on here, so I have like my front and back wall of this. I'm trying to decide if I want my sidewalls, because when you look at the side, you know, when you're looking at an angle, let's see if I can get this angled for you. Yeah, see, you're looking at an angle, you can see the sidewalls, and especially when you're down right in front of it, you're going to be able to see them a lot better. And I'm trying to decide, do I want those the same, or do I want to use that cute stripe paper? I think maybe I'm going to use the stripe paper for the sidewalls on it. Why not? I got all this paper. I mean, you get a lot in these packs, so that's really neat. I'll never use all this anyway. So I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do that. Now I'm going to get my sides out. And because my bag has this one bad fold, I ended up with a little different measurements on each side. But the bag comes out nice and square because I fit it all together to make sure. So this one is the left side because I wrote right side on this one, because this is the one that came out. It's 1/8 of an inch difference in the bag, just because of that the bag wasn't folded exactly right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut my first one, and I'm going to put my bag back over to the side here again. I'm going to cut my first one, and that's going to fit my left side, and that's going to be 9 3/4 long, and I'm going to run my stripes vertical, so it'll be 9 3/4 long by 4 1/4 wide. There we go, 4 1/4. And it's too bad the other piece is 4 1/2, because otherwise, you see here I go off my measurements again. Look at that. This is how it's been all day. What did I do wrong? I must have measured wrong. Alright, whatever. That was really the right way. 4 1/2. And I had written 4 1/4, I do believe. Well, anyway, this one will, since I'm cutting everything so wrong, I'm so off on my measurements. That one works on there. Okay, we'll just use that one for that one. And we'll go right ahead and glue this one on, and this is my right side. I need to remember that because I have to get it in the right side of the bag. You know, you could use your score tape on this part. Maybe even your ATG, because it's not really going to get any wear to use. So yeah, you could sure go ahead and do that if you want. I'm just using the glue because it's handy. It's quick. I'm just going to lay that down there on that. Press it down, and I've got where I cut the side a little weird here. But like I said, this was all due to the fact my bag was not. But anyway, see, I have my stripes going on there. And I'm just going to go ahead and glue this in, and I'm going to glue as I go. You could sure do all of your papering first, you know, really decide what you want to do with it. And, you know, do it that way. Get everything all papered and then assemble. I'm just assembling as I go for the sake of the video. But by all means, take your time, and take your time much more than I'm just probably going to use this just as a Valentine's decoration in my own house, so it's okay. And I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to push this down. That's really kind of cute there. And I've got my, there we go, a little bit off there. No big deal. Okay, and see now I've got that one in, and I'm going to go ahead and cut the other one and put it in next. So see, you look in the side of your little bag. There, see. That's cute. That's really cute. I like that. So we'll put that up. And this one we will cut 4.5. Double check your measurements. Please double check your measurements. Do not be like I am. Okay. There's another piece I can use for something else. Let me go ahead and cut this one 9 3/4 by 4.5. I told you people I was going to leave in whatever went wrong in my videos, and I'll tell you what, you're getting a lot of them tonight, because, oh, just way off tonight on everything. I want this at 4 1/2. And with my luck, I'll probably find that somehow that didn't fit. Nope, got it right. Perfect. I glue it down right now before anything else can go wrong. So once again, I'm just, you know, applying my glue. I'm really kind of excited about this Valentine card swap with Becky. Hi, Becky. If you're watching, I don't know what I'm going to do. I am really not a card maker. That is not my strong suit there. I try, I watch everyone, all you people that I watch out there, you make beautiful, beautiful cards, and I keep hoping you'll rub off on me. You know, one of these days, somebody who makes beautiful cards is going to rub off on me, but I'm still waiting. And, you know, it's not that you guys don't do great tutorials. You do. Everyone, I don't really like copying anyone, so I would never take a card anyone did and do it exactly. And when I start going out on my own with it, you know, not copying somebody, well, that's probably where all the problems come in. Okay, so now I have this one ready, and I'm going to tip my bag on its side. Get my paper cutter out of the way here. Tip my bag on its side. I'm just going to slide this in and make sure it's even with the top. Now, if yours are cut a little off, if you didn't get them cut quite the right length and they're a little short, that's fine. Just make sure you get them even with your top pieces, because the bottom isn't going to matter, and I'll show you why in a second here. Okay, so now we've got our back, we've got the inside of our front, and we've got the two sides. There we go. Okay, and our bag is getting really sturdy now, which is good, because that's what we want. And make sure you get the sides of your side pieces all the way out to the sides of your bag, because you want it to be nice and sturdy when you give it as a gift. Okay, Now, I said I had those little pieces here that I did at one. I cut them at 1 3/4 high, so they fit just down inside of my box. I don't know, get my hand out of the way there. So they're going to fit just down inside like that. And I've got one for the front, I've got one for the back, and I've got one for each side. And again, I had one that ended up being the short side, which is going to be the one that ended up being the short side inside, which is my right side. Now what we're going to do with these, and we don't need to cover these with paper, okay? What we need to do is we just need to apply the glue. Come on, glue. I had you sitting on your side. We just need to apply the glue to them. And it'll be easier for you to see now that I've went ahead and papered my walls. And we just need to, and again, you can lay your bag down if you want. We just need to be careful not to get glue on your paper you have on your walls there. And we just need to glue them. Okay, so there's the long one in like that. And I'm going to glue the other one to the front of the box, or my bag. Box bag. I guess it's a bag. It's a bag we're making into a box. How's that? Okay, and I know guys that this tutorial is probably maybe a little confusing or something like that. I'm hoping it's not too bad. But please, if you have any questions at all, leave me a comment and I will get back to you. I try to be very, very good about answering all of my comments, and I will answer you. If you have any questions at all, I will answer you on this. So please, if you have any questions, please just leave it in the comments and I will answer you. And then see, I've glued my other one. I don't know if you can see that. I've glued that into the, on the front, along the front. And this is where our floor is going to set. And I wasn't thinking when I did this, my floor is going to set right up just a little above my hole. So I was thinking that I had it all figured out just right, but I didn't. Now, if you can see, I've got it even with the edge here. That's not what I wanted, but I'm going to make it work. Like I said, we're going to decorate the bag anyway. And I'm going to decorate these, you know, go around the edge here. So I'm okay with this. It's just going to set up a little higher, and I will just have to adjust, you know, what I'm doing to make that work so it looks okay. No problem, I'll get it. Now I'm taking the small pieces I had that are going to go along the sides of our bag, and I'm going to glue those in. And whenever you're doing this, make sure, that's why I said always fit and measure, because you're going to have to cut these a little shorter than your other pieces, because you're going to want them to fit in between those two pieces. And I think I ended up taking like about 1/4, maybe a little more of an inch off of mine on the ends, just so that it would fit up nicely in between my other pieces. So this is one project where measure again, you know, if you have to. And, you know, just cut, and if it's an odd measurement, cut off a little bit. And if that doesn't quite fit, then, you know, go ahead, cut off a little bit more. Never hurts to have things a little too long, but it's a little hard to fix what's too short. Okay, so I don't know if you can see now, but I've got those going all the way around inside of there. And that's what we're going to set our floor on. So next, we're going to need to take our floor piece, and we are going to, I am going to measure carefully 4.5, and this should be 10. Okay, and that's going to set up on top of all of these little pieces here. So I'm going to go ahead, move this again, get my paper cutter out, and I am going to cut my piece of floor at 4.5 wide by 10 inches long. And really, these don't take too long. What takes the most time, and that's why I did it off camera, is the measuring. You know, to make sure that you have everything the right size, and I still didn't get it all. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and apply my glue right to the top of my floor, and I'm going to use this side where it's bowed up, because when I better not. I think I'll use this side. I wish there was some way that this foam core was not bowed or bent, but it's hard, like when you get it, like to get a exactly straight piece. I looked. I went into the Dollar Tree, you know, but they all looked pretty much the same. So I thought, well, it's something I'm just going to have to work around. Try to get as straight a pieces as you can. Try to get as good of a bag as you can. And you won't go through all the headache I've gone through. I know it'll be worth it in the end. I know that. Now I'm just going to press this down really good on here. And I know that this is just going to sit on top of those pieces, and they're about not quite a 1/4 inch wide. They used to make this almost exactly a 1/4 inch, and now they're not. And I'm going to put a good liberal amount of glue on this. And I'm just putting it around the edges because it's, you know, the middle of it, you're not going to need glue there, but I'm putting on a little more than I need, a little wider than I need, and that's fine because it's not going to show, but I am putting a lot of it on. I really am. And I'm not gluing my edges here because I don't want to risk getting glue all over my papers when I put it in. This should hold fine. If you get enough glue, you get it in there good, this should hold it just fine. Okay, now to put this one in, and this is going to be tricky because I don't want to get glue all over. So I'm just going to kind of put it in from the side. Just kind of, that's why I didn't glue those sides. I'm just going to do that, and I'm just going to kind of push it down in, and that's just where it's going to get nice and firm, and it's going to hold really well. So I just kind of slanted it into the one side and then just kind of pushed it down. And without the glue on the edges, I did not get glue on any of my paper. So there. See? Now we've got that going. And this is what I was talking about. I had made a little mistake there. Definitely cut it a little shorter when you do yours. But this is okay. It's going to be alright because I will fix that. But okay, now we have our back wall and our front wall. We have our little striped side walls, and we have our floor. And that is just cool. Okay, so any work I want to do on this now, my front is big enough. My opening is big enough. I can pretty much do just about anything I want through here. Okay, so now if you've noticed, we've got this little lip around the edge here. And if you can see that, but that's where our sides and fronts are glued in. That is where we are going to put our roof on. Now, you can put it on right now, but I think I'm going to wait with mine. And the reason I'm going to wait is because I'm thinking up my little scene, and I'm thinking of maybe a little table and 2 chairs, like a little, a little dinner or whatever for 2 that you go out and do on Valentine's. And, I don't know, whatever I'm going to be putting in there for little, and these glitter hearts peel off. Hey, I didn't know that. Let's see. Okay. So I'm thinking of that, and I'm thinking I might like to make a little chandelier or something that I'm going to hang up on the top. So I'm not going to put my ceiling in yet. I'm going to wait on mine. But if you want to go ahead at this point, you have your last piece that you've cut for the top, and you will just cover it in a paper of your choice. Okay, and you need to cover the underside, and you can cover the upper side. Okay, and the upper side doesn't have to match anything. It's probably really not going to be seen when we're done, but I'm going to be covering mine, and I'll probably just cover it with the brown I covered the floor with in mine. But then you'll have like this, and you'll have your little scene ready to decorate and stuff. And this will be the top of your box, and I'll show you what we're going to do with that when we're done. When we're all done, it'll be the last thing we do, probably right after we put our handles back in. Anyway, that's all I'm going to do for now because I don't know how long this video ran. But I will be back with part 2, and as I said, I know this was probably terribly confusing. It's probably easier if I did just shut up and assembled, you know. But I didn't. I never shut up, you know that. But anyway, so this is what you should end up with, is a little box like this, all done up inside. And I'm going to leave it right here. And when we come back, we will finish up our little Valentine gift bag box. Bye for now.